And here they come. And they're off. It's Call Me Sailor going for the lead on the inside. Harper's Bazaar is there. And on the far outside, there goes Illini Billy. Into the turn they race and Call Me Sailor. Now takes command. It's Illini Billy. On the outside, second, Harper's Bazaar. Right there in third, 2 lengths ideally made. In fourth by 2 lengths, Lucky Lynette. Mortimer followed by Pacing Eagle and Alaraki trailing. And your leader to the quarter is Illini Billy. And they're by the quarter. 28 and 3 in Illini Billy has the lead by 2 lengths. Call Me Sailor in second by 2 lengths. Harper's Bazaar is right there in third. On the inside, that's ideally made, followed now by Mortimer and Pacing Eagle. Entering the stretch, heading for the half. It's Illini Billy with the lead 2.5 lengths. It's Call Me Sailor in second as Harper's Bazaar charges third on the outside. On the inside, that's ideally made, followed by Mortimer. On the inside, Lucky Lynette, Pacing Eagle, and Alarak. 58 and 1 for the half. Into the clubhouse turn in Illini Billy maintains the lead on the inside. Call Me Sailor is getting the trip in second. Harper's Bazaar now edging to second, followed by Call Me Sailor in third. On the inside, that's ideally made. Pacing Eagle 3 wide. Now they curve into the back stretch, and it's Illini Billy maintaining the lead with Harper's Bazaar on the outside in second. Call Me Sailor back to third, followed on the outside, Lucky Lynette. Now they drive into the far turn. And there goes Harper's Bazaar. Harper's Bazaar puts a nose in front. It's Illini Billy right there in second. Call Me Sailor now moving up 3 wide. Here they come turning for home. Harper's Bazaar cuts the corner. On the outside, Call Me Sailor. On the inside, that's Illini Billy. It's Harper's Bazaar with the lead. It's Harper's Bazaar and Call Me Sailor at the bar. Here they come. And they're off. There goes Arctic Wolf between horses on the inside. Dreamscape and My Kimosabe. Into the turn there is Sun Dreamscape. Benefits from the inside. It's Arctic Wolf. Charging up in second with My Kimosabe. Right there in third, it's Steady Carson fourth. On the outside, Incredible Striker. Followed now by Jody's Comet, Strike a Deal, and Possessive Nature. They curve into the back stretch, and Arctic Wolf has the lead. Here comes Incredible Striker. Charging second on the outside. It's Dreamscape right there in third, My Kimosabe, and they're by the quarter. 29 and 4 the quarter, and from the outside, Incredible Striker. It's Incredible Striker now to take command. My Kimosabe now moving third, charging second on the outside. It's Arctic Wolf right there in third, followed on the outside, Steady Course and Dreamscape. Now they're moving for the half. It's a battle up front. It's Incredible Striker on the outside. It's Arctic Wolf right there in second, and My Kimosabe. They're halfway home. 59 and 3 into the clubhouse turn, and Arctic Wolf is fighting to come back on the inside. On the outside, that's Incredible Striker in second. My Kimosabe ranging up 3 wide in third. On the inside, that's Dreamscape and Steady Course. Now they curve into the back stretch. 3 horses across the track. Your leader is Arctic Wolf, but My Kimosabe Subby moves at him on the outside in second, followed by Dreamscape looking for racing room on the far outside. Steady course. Now they drive into the far turn. It's Arctic Wolf, your leader on the outside. My Chemo Subby tries to come on in second. It's Dreamscape looking for racing room, followed on the far outside. Possessive Nature and Steady Course. Here they come turning for home, and Arctic Wolf cuts the corner. My Chemo Subby. Here comes Possessive Nature on the far outside. It's Arctic Wolf with the lead. Possessive Nature and Dreamscape. It's Arctic Wolf at the wire. And here they come.
Van Kidwell, report to the stable gate.
And they're off on the inside. There goes Key Exchange going for the lead. Shonsky and Pretender into the turn. There is and Key Exchange benefits from the inside. Shonsky is right there in second. Pretender now drops in third. It's Winged Eagle right there in fourth. Anxious Brett followed now by El Matador. They're heading for the quarter, and Key Exchange has the lead a length and a half. It's Shonsky in second, 2 lengths. It's Pretender right there in third, 2 lengths, followed by Winged Eagle. Here comes El Matador, and now trailing that's Anxious Brett. 30-1 the quarter. Key Exchange, but here comes El Matador, charging third, moving to second. It's El Matador with a rush now to take command. It's Key Exchange in second, followed on the inside Shonsky and Anxious Brett. Now they're moving for the half, and El Matador has the lead by 2 lengths. It's Key Exchange in second, Anxious Brett. Now moving to third, followed by Shonsky, Winged Eagle, and Pretender at the half. 59-4 into the clubhouse turn, and El Matador maintains a lead a length and a quarter. Key Exchange is still right there in second, followed on the outside Anxious Brett in third. It's Shonsky right there in fourth, followed by Winged Eagle and Pretender. Positions unchanged as they curve into the backstretch, and El Matador leads the way by 2 lengths. It's Key Exchange in second. It's Anxious Brett on the outside. Here comes Winged Eagle 3 wide on the inside. Shonsky and Pretender. Now they drive into the far turn, and El Matador maintains a lead on the outside. It's Anxious Brett, another move, followed on the inside by Key Exchange. Here they come turning for home, and El Matador cuts the corner on the inside. Key Exchange, he wants out of second. Down the stretch they come. It's El Matador with the lead. Key Exchange and Shonsky. It's El Matador with the lead. It's El Matador, Key Exchange, and Shonsky. 10 minutes to pause. 10 minutes. They're off and placing Wap between horses, going for the lead. On the outside there goes JD's Glen. Between horses, BJ's Chance and Her Hanover. Into the turn they race, and Wap from the outside takes command, but JD's Glen moves up on the outside. Off stride now is Her Hanover. They're moving for the quarter, and Wap has the lead a length. It's JD's Glen in second, 3 lengths BJ's Chance. Third by 3 lengths Crafty Cabba, followed by Wildcatter, and still off stride is Her Hanover. 28 seconds flat the quarter, and Wap maintains a 2-length lead. It's JD's Glen second, 2 lengths. It's BJ's Chance third, 2 lengths. It's Crafty Cubba and Wildcatter. Entering the stretch, moving for the half. And WAP maintains a 2-length lead. It's JD's Glen second by 2 lengths. BJ's Chance. Here comes Crafty Cubba, followed on the outside by Wildcatter. The Fizz moving by the half, and WAP shows the way the half. 57-2 into the clubhouse turn they race, and WAP maintains a lead, but Crafty Cubba drives at him on the outside second. JD's Glen is right there in third. Wildcatter edging into fourth, and BJ's Chance. Now they curve into the back stretch. It's Crafty Cubba. Crafty Cubba on the outside to take command. It's WAP in second. Wildcatter followed on the inside. JD's Glen and BJ's Chance. Now they drive by the 3/4 mile mark, and up front your leader is Crafty Cubba. Crafty Cubba by 4 lengths. On the inside, WAP right there in second. JD's Glen now looking for racing room. Here they come, turning for home. Crafty Cubba is under urging. On the inside, that's WAP. Between horses, JD's Glen and BJ's Chance. Down the stretch they come. Crafty Cubba has the lead. A late move between horses, JD's Glen and BJ's Chance. It's Crafty Cubba, JD's Glen, and BJ's Chance. And they're off. It's Joe Escort between horses on the inside. Lake Hills Nero into the turn they race, and Joe Escort is on the outside, but Lake Hills Nero holds in second, followed by Elusive Lobel in third. It's Silverdale at Ultra Bright and Promise at the end. They're moving for the quarter. Lake Hills Nero now to take command. It's Joe Escort in second, 2 lengths. Elusive Lobel in third by 2.5. It's Silverdale at Ultra Bright and Promise at the end. They're by the quarter, 28-1 the quarter, and Lake Hills Nero has the lead on the rail, but Ultra Bright now moving third, charging second. Here comes Ultra Bright now to take command. It's Lake Hills Nero in second, followed by Promise on the outside. On the inside, that's Joe Escort, followed by Silverdale at an Elusive Lobel. And your leader as they drive by the half is Ultra Bright and Ronnie Marsh. They're halfway home, 57-2 into the clubhouse turn, and Ultra Bright leads the way. Lake Hills Nero is right there in second. On the outside, it's Promise in third, followed by Silverdale at in fourth. Joe Escort, and trailing the field, that's Elusive Lobel. Now they curve into the backstretch. They're driving for the final quarter. Ultra Bright leads the way, but Promise moves on him on the outside in second. Lake Hills Nero is right there in third. Silverdale lad with cover in fourth. Elusive Lobel and Joe Escort. Now they drive into the far turn. Ultra Bright leads the way, but Promise moves on him on the outside in second. Here comes Silverdale lad, now moving up 3 wide. Here they come, turning for home. Ultra Bright cuts the corner. On the inside, Lake Hills Nero. On the outside of horses, that's Promise. It's Ultra Bright, Lake Hills Nero. A late move on the far outside, Silverdale lad. Ultra Bright at the wire. They're off and pacing. There goes Nougat going for the lead. Night Strike as they drive for position. And Nougat now takes command. It's Night Strike. In second by 2 lengths, Original Sin. In third, 2 lengths, Westwood Vixen. Now drops in fourth, Misty Betty. Followed by Mystical Lady and Never the Same. They curve into the back stretch and Night Strike is up to challenge and take command. It's Nougat. In second by 3 lengths, Original Sin. Third by 2 lengths, Westwood Vixen. Followed by Misty Betty, Mystical Lady, and Never the Same. They're by the quarter. 29 seconds flat. It's Doug Hamilton and Night Strike. Your leader by 2.5 lengths. It's Nougat second, 2.5. Original Sin right there in third. And here comes Westwood Vixen ranging up on the outside. Followed by Misty Betty and Never the Same. Heading for the half. Night Strike has the lead. It's Nougat in second. Westwood Vixen is on the outside third. Followed by Original Sin and Misty Betty. They're halfway home. 59 seconds flat into the clubhouse turn, and Night Strike has the lead. Nougat is getting the trip in second. Westwood Vixen is on the outside third. Original Sin is saving ground in fourth. Misty Betty is on the outside in fifth. Never the Same and Mystical Lady. Now they curve it in the back stretch, and Night Strike has the lead 2 lengths. It's Nougat sticking right there in second. Westwood Vixen on the outside, followed by Original Sin and Never the Same. They're by 3/4 mile mark, and up front, your leader is Night Strike, a length and a half. Nougat is right there in second. Westwood Vixen, Original Sin, and Never the Same. Here they come, turning for home. Night Strike has the lead 2 lengths. On the inside, Nougat wants out. On the outside, Westwood Vixen. It's Night Strike. Nougat is there. A late move on the far outside, Mystical Lady. It's Night Strike at the wire.
They're at the gate. Here they come in the Breeders' Crown for 1987. They're off and pacing, and it's Cut It Out. Getting out of there first with Sales Girl. In between horses, I'm a Scooter towards the inside. Corolla Hanover in along the rail as a race for the clubhouse turn. That's Sales Girl in between horses. Cut It Out on the outside. I'm a Scooter third in along the rail. And Annie Crombie up on the outside now moving fourth and now third as they race around that lower turn going over to the first quarter. That's Cut It Out. He was cutting the mile as they race around the turn. Annie Crombie on the outside and Sales Girl down along the rail are battling for second and third as they pass the first quarter in 27 2/5 and they zoom onto the back stretch. Cut It Out on the inside. Annie Crombie second on the outside. Sales Girl third and along the rail. Up on the outside now moving into that third spot. That is Glen Superstar. Up on the outside and now I'm a Scooter is racing fifth as they race over to the half-mile station. Looks like rain is 3 deep as they race over to the 3/4, to the half rather, in 55 seconds flat in a race for the far turn. Around that far turn, that is Annie Crombie on the far outside as they start around the far turn now, coming to the 3/4 mile station, and looks like Rain has now taken the lead. Looks like Rain has that lead with Glen Superstar second on the outside as they come over the 3/4 mile station. Annie Crombie is on the outside third as they come over the 3/4. Looks like Rain with the lead as they pass the 3/4 mile and turn for home. They're in the lane now, and it looks like Rain on the inside. Glen Superstar on the outside, 3/4 in 1:24 and to a little more than an eighth of a mile to race as they come down the stretch. They're in the final 8 now. As they cross the tunnel, that is Annie Crombie now to take command. They cross that tunnel. Follow My Star gets it. 1:53 and 4.
7:20 to show, and the Quinella 10-11 combination returns $189.60, and the $3 trifecta combination of 11, 10, and 1 for $3, $3,574.80, and for $1 the 11, 10, 1 trifecta $1,001.91.60. And they're off. There goes Bummer 2 going for the lead. Dusky Dream on the inside, and it's those two into the turn. They race, and Bummer 2 now takes command. That's Dusky Dream. In second, Mighty Vale parked on the outside, followed by Tennessee right there in fourth. It's Conchito in fifth, followed by Freedom Ranger and Smooth Image. They're heading for the quarter, and Bummer 2 has the lead. Here comes Mighty Vale, charging to the outside, a challenging second. It's Dusky Dream back to third, followed by Tennessee at the quarter. 29 and 1 the quarter, and Mighty Vale has the lead by 2 lengths. Bummer 2 charging back out of second, followed on the outside by Dusky Dream in third. It's Tennessee in fourth, and Conchito entering the stretch, moving for the half, and Bummer 2 is your new leader. Mighty Vale is right there in second. Here comes Dusky Dream charging third, moving second on the outside. The field's halfway home, 58 and 2 into the clubhouse turn, and Bummer 2 has the inside. A short lead. Dusky Dream drives at him on the outside, a challenging second. Mighty Vale is right there in third. Conchito ranging up in fourth. Tennessee, and to the outside there goes Smooth Image. Now they curve into the back stretch. It's Bummer 2 on the inside. Dusky Dream charging at him on the outside second. Mighty Vale is right there in third, followed by Conchito and Smooth Image. Now they drive into the far turn, and Bummer 2 is on the inside, a long nose lead. Dusky Dream, another move at the leader on the outside. Here comes Mighty Vale, followed now by Smooth Image. Here they come, turning for home, and Bummer 2 cuts the corner. Dusky Dream is out for the drive. Jim Curran going to the whip. It's Bummer 2 with the lead. It's Dusky Dream, a late move on the inside by Mighty Vale. It's Bummer 2 with the lead. It's Bummer 2 at the bar. And here they come. They're off and pacing. Virgie's Eagle going for the lead. Son of a Bunny is there, and there goes Dashing Egyptian into the turn, and Dashing Egyptian benefits from the inside. Son of a Bunny is parked on the outside second. That's Spencer right there in third. On the outside, Virgie's Eagle parked in fourth. Dirty Deeds now tucked in fifth. Egyptian Cheetah, followed by Philibus and Fox Valley Warlock, and from the outside with a rush, there goes Son of a Bunny. They're by the quarter, 27 and 3, and Son of a Bunny leads the way by 2 lengths. Dashing Egyptian in second, and there goes Spencer charging out of third, and there goes Virgie's Eagle moving right with him, entering the stretch, heading for the half, and Son of a Bunny leads the way, but Spencer moves up now to challenge and take command. It's Spencer with the lead. It's Son of a Bunny. Here comes Virgie's Eagle fourth, now moving third on the outside. The field's halfway home, 56 and 2 into the clubhouse turn, and Spencer leads the way. Son of a Bunny is right there in second. Virgie's Eagle and Gene third on the outside, followed by Dashing Egyptian. That's Egyptian Cheetah on the move. They curve into the back stretch, heading for the final quarter, and Spencer is opening up the lead now with every stride. On the inside, Son of a Bunny in second, followed on the outside by Virgie's Eagle and Dashing Egyptian. They're moving by the 3/4 mile mark. Spencer has the lead by 5. On the inside, that's Virgie's Eagle in second, followed by Philibus in third, and Dashing Egyptian. Here they come, turning for home. Spencer is opening up the lead with every stride. It's Virgie's Eagle in second, followed on the outside by Philibus and Egyptian Cheetah. Down the stretch they come. Spencer has the lead. It's all Spencer tonight. It's Spencer showing the way, followed by Dirty Deeds at the bar. And they're off. It's Sometime Lobel on the outside. There goes Ritmo. These two are battling for the lead, and Ritmo benefits from the inside. It's Sometime Lobel parked on the outside. Audubon Hanover is right there in third, followed by Sammy Blue Chip in a field of four as they curve into the backstretch heading for the quarter. Ritmo shows the way, but Sometime Lobel moves out of second, followed on the inside by Audubon Hanover and Sammy Blue Chip. The fields by the quarter, 27-2 the quarter, and Ritmo maintains a lead a length and a quarter. Sometime Lobel is right there in second. It's Audubon Hanover in third, a length and a quarter, and Sammy Blue Chip as they head for the half-mile mark. Positions unchanged, and it's Dave McGee with Ritmo maintaining the lead by 2 lengths, followed on the inside by Sometime Lobel in second. It's Audubon Hanover. Here comes Sammy Blue Chip charging out of fourth, moving to third at the half. 58 seconds flat into the clubhouse turn, and Ritmo has the lead by 2 lengths. Sometime Lobel moving out of second, followed by Audubon Hanover. Right there in third, Sammy Blue Chip in fourth. Now they curve into the backstretch, and your leader is Ritmo, is opening up the lead by 2.5 lengths. It's Sometime Lobel on the outside in second. Audubon Hanover is right there in third, and Sammy Blue Chip positions unchanged as they drive to the 3/4 mile mark, and Ritmo maintains the lead on the inside. Audubon Hanover, he's looking for racing room, followed on the outside by Sometime Lobel. Here comes Sammy Blue Chip, he's storming up 3 wide. Here they come, turning for home. Ritmo cuts the corner. Audubon Hanover, here comes Sammy Blue Chip on the far outside. It's Ritmo striding clear. It's Ritmo with the lead. It is Ritmo holding on. And they're off. It's Fox Valley Bullet going right for the lead on the inside. Project Director joined on the outside. Elmer Hanover into the turn they race, and Fox Valley Bullet is on the outside. A short lead with Project Director right there in second. Elmer Hanover parked in third, followed on the outside. Our Turning Point parked in fourth. It's Gene Machine tucked in fifth, followed by See You Again on the inside. That's Windy Top, followed by Fredericton and Cardamom Leo, and from the outside, it's Elmer Hanover, the quarter, 28-3, and Elmer Hanover leads the way, but Our Turning Point moving second on the outside, followed on the inside. That's Fox Valley Bullet in third, followed now by Project Director ranging up in fourth. See You Again in fifth. On the inside, Gene Machine and Windy Top. Now they're moving for the half-mile marker, and Elmer Hanover maintains the lead. Our Turning Point is on the outside, a challenging second. Fox Valley Bullet in third. They're halfway home, 58-2 into the clubhouse turn, and Elmer Hanover maintains a lead, now a length and a quarter. On the inside, Fox Valley Bullet back to second. It's Our Turning Point in third. Here comes See You Again, now moving up 3 wide. Off straight in that clubhouse turn was Fredericton. They curve into the backstretch heading for the final quarter. It's Elmer Hanover, but See You Again moves at a minute. See You Again to take command. It's Elmer Hanover back to second, followed by Fox Valley Bullet in third. On the outside, Project Director and Gene Machine. Now they drive into the far turn, and See You Again opens up the lead now by 4. On the outside, Project Director moving into second. Elmer Hanover, here they come, down the stretch they go, and See You Again is all by himself. It's Project Director in second, followed by Elmer Hanover and Cardamom Leo, but it's all See You Again, Project Director and Elmer Hanover.